Welcome to another episode of Save It for the Podcast. Little big bro, entrepreneur,
right,
business owner, ex-pro athlete, trainer, influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm a real estate investor. That's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
And like my lane of real estate, I focus on finding deals.
Ain't that wild, bro? Like, if we would have dressed like we did now, we would have got
Clown. Man.
For wearing stuff that fit, though.
Right.
Stafford, did you imagine my size in high school? I'm 5'4",
Trash.
120, I'm wearing a 2X Stafford?
You
Tall joint at that?
Yeah, I was gonna say
What made y'all say, hey, I want to jump off the ledge here and just risk it all? I might not get this check in 2 weeks, but I'm gonna risk it all and I'm gonna just do what I do.
What you see is security. I think it can be a glass ceiling at the same time. And I think for me, like what I don't ever want a cap on how much money I can earn. You know, like one thing I really wanted to do is start a meetup where I'm teaching people some of the basics of real estate, how you can get into it, some no money down type strategies. So right here on the plaza in the middle of Kansas City. Nick,
Yeah, you know you gotta say it for the podcast. Hey, he cool, man. He chilling. He gonna be pissed that he went on this one. Sorry, Nick. Sorry. Can you see me, Delvin? I feel like they can't see me, bro.
I feel like
the
Delvin
same
over
way.
there playing around, bro. What's up, Delvin?
Jonathan, what's up, man? Can you see me, bro? You can see me.
Nah, I'm messing with you.
I
bro.
know. I'm
just
playing,
messing
bro.
with you,
We fucking with you, man. Welcome to another episode of Save It for the Podcast. It's a little different setup today. I usually don't host. I don't do all that. I'm taking Damo's spot today. I'm TJ. Drizzy in the building, Justin in the building, and I got my homie. I got a list of things for you, bro. My homie Esian, 6'8" Esian. Hey, how you doing today, brother? What's
nigga
going
is
on,
tall as a motherfucker though.
Man, I'm super good, bro. I'm super good. How y'all doing?
Man, we cool. I had a better intro for you, bro. I was about to say like little big bro, entrepreneur,
Right.
business owner,
All that.
ex-pro athlete,
All that.
trainer,
Facts.
influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This
He out here doing big things.
Hey, this is my guy, man. It's crazy because I've been knowing this dude. How old are we? 35?
You forgot how old you are?
Yeah. Dog, I'm 35.
That don't happen to you?
What's that?
That don't happen to you?
Bro,
Nah, I'm
he's
pretty
sharp,
in tune
man. This
with
dude,
it, man.
bro, I came to this dude. We'll get into it a little bit later, but I was here yesterday for a seminar. You know what I mean? Because about his business, which we here to talk about today. This dude was just running down numbers like crazy, bro. I'm just like, what? It's simple numbers, but he was just running them down like the back of his hand, like he just know his shit. You know what I mean? And you'll tell when we talk and get into the board of business talks and numbers, y'all gonna be able to see this dude's bright, like the dude's crisp, bro. Like he know his shit. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you, fooling with us, man. This has been a long time, man. Like I said, I've been knowing this dude since kindergarten. How old are you when you in kindergarten? 5?
5, I think.
Mhm.
Been knowing this dude since
Yeah.
I was 5 years old, bro.
Yeah.
These niggas are drunk. But
Damn.
You just gonna blast my dude like that?
I wasn't even talking. I felt like that was the right time to take a drink.
And I got my joint right here. Y'all already know what I'm on. It ain't Truly's today. I actually had the Bud Light seltzer joints in the
Bro,
fridge.
what is a Truly, dog? I don't literally
You don't know what it is?
know what that is.
So it's like so basically it's sparkle water. Is that what you call it?
Sparkling water.
Sparkling water.
Mhm.
But it's got, some out to it, a little kick to it. So it's really flat, flavorless.
Sound trash.
It is trash.
It absolutely
What
is.
did Tink Tink call it? Lady on our podcast, you probably seen her a few times, Christina. She called it like, garbage disposal water or something like. It was ass. She said it was ass or whatever. But the calories is like, 5% alcohol, 100 calories, and you could get tipsy off about 2 or 3 of these for real.
Oh, wow.
I'm being for real, bro. So this is my little joint, not the Bud Light seltzer, Truly's. By the way, Truly, say for the podcast, KC@gmail.com. We can talk later about,
Send my dude some chips, man.
Send it,
him some
man.
bread.
I drink it enough, man. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we gonna get into a lot of stuff. I mean, I feel like again, me catching up with my homie. You know what I'm saying? Again, since elementary school, we've been homies or whatever, and then we got a lot of things in common as far as like family, knowing each other, knowing the same people, and went to school with his cousins,
Oh, fact.
basketball, all that stuff. So we can get in that bag, talk about that. But the main thing, why he's here today is pretty much I don't want to butcher your business. He has a business. He's a wholesaler for homes or whatnot. This is just a brief description of what he does.
Right.
And he flips them, does his thing, and get his bag, and he's out.
Right.
But we gonna get into a little bit of that as well. And Drizzy's here because I wanted Drizzy to be on this pod specifically because if you've said it a few times on the pod, you got your own business or whatnot, and I just feel like these two business minds together will make great conversation. So I think it's gonna be a dope pod, man. And yeah, man, we're gonna get to it. But what we do, on most of the podcasts, we went away from it, veered away from it a little bit. We play Save It or Shave It, G.
Okay.
Save It or Shave It is basically
You familiar?
You familiar
I'm not,
at all?
bro. You gotta school me.
That's
you
fine.
You gotta school me.
So basically, we gonna allow you to pick a song,
Okay.
what you ride to, what you bump it to, and we gonna play it. We gonna get the vibes of it,
Okay.
and we gonna tell you if we fooling with it or not.
Okay.
Save it, obviously. Save for the podcast. We gonna save it.
Yeah.
Shave it means we shaving it. The reason we had shave it because we was our first location was at a barbershop. My brother's
Okay.
barbershop, so it was
Gotcha.
save it or shave it.
Dope.
But we just kept it, ran with it. People fool with
What
it.
up,
when we
Ab?
play song. You there? Hey. But we play songs and just kind of review them. I think the object was for it to be like, yo, you just bring new songs to the platform. It ain't gotta be necessarily something you like, but it turned into a competition where like, nigga, don't bring no trash songs in the pod. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but it's more one of those things. But with our guests, we just keep it a buck. Like we've had gospel, we've had R&B, rap, whatever. Like if we like the vibes of the song, obviously we
Man.
save it. We'll give it a good review. So
Yeah.
whatever you listen to, bro, like
Right.
what you on? I'm gonna let you know I listen to everything but country.
Well, right off the top of my head, I'm gonna go with it's got 2 songs, so you can pick one, whatever you want to do.
No, you pick.
It's gonna be either Cole,
Ooh, don't do that.
J. Cole, Snow on the Bluff.
We just played that last week.
Okay, cool.
Damn.
So it's gonna be Meek Mill, Other Side of America.
Ooh, I heard that. That's the hold on.
Yeah,
I haven't heard this one.
Other Side of
It
America.
don't sound
Other
familiar.
Yeah,
It's
it's fairly new.
Yeah, it's the joint probably.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I never listen to new music, but that's new. So
All right, let's roll with it, man. See
I
what
be
it is.
getting
Let
my
me know
new
this is
music
it.
on
Why
the
do you have to
podcast.
lose? You're
Yeah,
living
that's
in
it.
poverty.
That's
Your
it. Yeah.
schools are no good. You have no job.
Hey, you know you gotta save for the podcast.
58%.
Y'all tell me, man, like what you think for the
All right,
time.
all
What
right.
you think?
All right.
So I ain't gonna lie.
Go
Whenever
ahead.
you said Meek Mill, I was like, I guess I'm gonna
You
have to be the one to
you don't
shave it.
fuck with Meek at all, though. You don't. I'm asking. That's more of a
Very,
question.
very little. It just I don't really like all the screaming and shit he be doing.
Yeah.
You fool with the last album though. We was reviewing the last album.
Championships?
Championship.
I did.
Yeah.
I liked a couple on
That
there.
album was hard though.
Yeah, it was tough. So you did okay.
But for the most part, I don't.
I want you.
So
to.
this one, I was like, I'm probably not gonna like this one. Just off the top,
Just off the
just
flip.
because I don't fool with Meek like that. But
Uh-huh.
that one was dope.
Okay.
I saved that. That's gonna get added to the
To the playlist. So you
Yeah.
save it. You save it. I'll let you
For
go,
sure.
E, man. Or you want to go last?
What you mean?
Like as
That
far
was
as
his
like
song.
he's saving it. So you do got to go
I picked
last.
it. I'm not
Yes.
gonna pick a song that I'm a trash.
Right. That's facts though. But I'll let you know how I feel. Okay. So basically, I'm weird when it comes to music as far as like listening. Like I'm more the first time around. I'm more of a just like listen to like the beat, the
It's gotta be a
vibe,
vibe. Yeah.
the
Mhm.
vibe or whatever. I
Yeah.
rarely listen to lyrics the first round. I might catch a few things here. My memory's terrible, so I don't remember anything he said. If you tell me to quote one line, I can't. But the joint was dope.
Right.
That motherfucker was dope. It just Nick said this last week when we played J. Cole. I think it was somebody shit.
Yeah.
He said that little baby shit. It's one of those where it's a message behind it, obviously through the times we going through.
Right.
But it was too like you know what I mean? I don't know to party to it or
Yeah.
get the word, get the
Mhm.
message, you know what I mean? But
Why you can't do both though?
you can.
Yeah.
But it has
You
to be
can.
done correctly.
And
like,
he did it correctly, bro. Because I feel like if I go back and listen to it and hear the lyrics, I'm most definitely gonna hear the message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, out the gates, the beat and everything, his flow, even though the screaming, it took me a minute to get used to that. The screaming melodic shit he do, it took me a minute, but
Right.
I'll fuck with it. And yeah, I'm gonna save it. E. That was a good pick, brother. You set the tone of the pod, brother.
Yeah.
So for me, obviously I picked it, so I'm gonna save it. That's obvious. But for me, I like music with a message. You know,
Mhm.
like I bob my head to whatever, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of music that don't got a message. But I think anytime it does have a message and I can relate to something that person say,
Mhm.
obviously mixed with their background, to me, like it's almost always a keeper.
Right,
So
right.
That's just kind of how I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them songs that you can kind of feel because you can relate to it. And I feel
Right.
like that's the best type of music. Like some of the
Right.
stuff, like you said, like especially now, like everybody's trying to touch on what's going on, but not
Mhm.
everybody does it correctly, like we
Right.
said. And those songs, like you like y'all talked about it last week. Like,
Yeah.
is it okay to kind of trash it, even though it's for the culture?
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, you can't. Nick, that's what we here for.
yeah, you either like it or
Is
you
y'all
don't.
trash Snow on the Bluff?
Nah, we ain't.
Oh,
we ain't
man.
trashed nothing yet. Well, we trashed. We
Trey
pretty much
songs.
trashed the no name chick, the
Oh, you
girl that
s-
was going back and forth with J. Cole.
Oh yeah, I don't
We-
know.
we
I didn't even hear it. So I
we-
can't
we
speak.
kinda
Y'all,
trashed
y'all
that
trashed the Trey songs. Shit.
We trashed Trey joint.
I wouldn't. I hate to say it, but I wasn't feeling that. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't feel right. Well, it felt right, bro. It was trash, Trey.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It
bro.
felt right. It was just trash.
It was just trash. It just wasn't what it was. But I told them did I say I was going to put on the playlist? I don't know what I said. I said
I
I
don't
fool
remember.
with it, but I'm not going to put it on the playlist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, thank you for setting the tone with that one, man.
Hey man, that's what I do, bro. That's
I
what
can't
do.
wait till we get somebody to play a horrible song. We ain't had one of those yet. Somebody to play a horrible song
Mm-mm.
and just go on them. You know what I'm saying?
What
So,
if it's their song? You gonna
huh?
tell them it's trash?
What if it's their song? I would just tell them.
Ooh, that's
That's a
tough.
good question. I would just tell them it ain't for me.
That's a good way to say
It's
it.
to say it's not for me.
And then it's cool that you say shave it instead of trash it. That they gotta respect that.
Gotta
I'm gonna say
respect
that,
it, bro.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I mess with that.
Absolutely.
That's how we do
So
it.
explain to us, everybody listening, exactly what it is that you do. Shout out your business and all that.
So I can't talk about what I do. Appreciate you, Drizzy, for setting that up. I'm in a home run real quick. But if like I can't talk about what I do without talking about who I am. Like to me, like the segue is, or you know, I gotta set that up. So obviously TJ and I've been knowing each other literally like he's probably my oldest friend. That's
Hey.
crazy. I never even processed that till
Yeah.
right this second.
That's crazy.
He's my oldest friend. That's kind of
Dope.
dope. But and he just got a bunch of tattoos to make up for his height. So when I mean I ain't gonna go in there on you like that. But nah, like
Feel free, bro.
So grew up here, graduated from Ruskin. I went to college down in Central Missouri. Graduated.
You follow me in North Central.
Yeah, after you.
Yeah, nigga. I went to North Central first. Nigga got
Yeah.
a good few buckets.
Yeah. So we went to the same JUCO, but we the same age, and we went there at different times. So like it's funny. Like he graduated, then I went because my path in my life is just kind of like this, you know. Like
Yeah,
I went to college, dropped out, then I got up and went back, and I ended up in North Central Missouri College in Trenton, Missouri, where he went to school. But obviously he was already gone. Like he was a junior when I was a freshman.
Mhm.
But we're the same age. We're like 6 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just kind of my life, how it went. And I ended up after that, I went to Central Missouri down in Warrensburg, played basketball down there. It was cool. And this is kind of like the theme of my life. Like I averaged 10 minutes a game in college. Like I wasn't a star. I was talented, but I was just a dude, you know?
What school?
Central Missouri.
You average 10 minutes.
10 minutes a game, bro. Go look it up. It's in the stat book.
This is crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off because
Yeah.
again, I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
don't get back in that bag. I'm just saying because again, he didn't really hoop a lot in elementary school. Like it
Right.
wasn't like he wasn't that guy. Like
Right.
like I'm getting Esian first. Like what? None of
Right.
that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so when you went to Ruskin, you flourished a little bit at Ruskin. I can't remember.
Not
I can't
really,
remember.
to be honest, bro. Like
How tall was you?
I was like probably graduated high school. I was like 6'6". My
That's
freshman,
tall as fuck, bro.
my freshman year, I was like 5'8" though.
He said it like it wasn't nothing. I was just 6'6".
I mean, I don't like, but I'm 6'8" right now. So like my life is like this. Like my close friends knew who I am. Like I got some
Yeah.
friends I graduated from high school with. That's like, man, you can play.
Yeah.
But like, man, I'm like really, really shy when it comes to performing, or at least
Uh-huh.
at the time,
yeah.
in front of like big crowds. So I just
Mhm.
like not make a mistake. But here you go, this kid who started high school is 5'8". Like literally, my sister's 5'10". And freshman year in high school, like I looked up to her. Like literally looked up to
Kalia.
her. Yep.
You got a tall ass family.
Yeah.
Hooped it right down.
But
Bucket.
but man, like so when I graduated, I was 6'6", and I'm just this dude who thought I was a point guard, shooting guard, and I just had to kind of figure it out. But I ended up making my way to Central Missouri just on, you know, just I don't know. I think you could see the talent, but it
There you
didn't
go.
always
There you
translate
go.
on
There
the
you
court.
go.
Like I didn't really have a position. In my mind, I was like a 2 guard. In their mind, it's like this dude is just a good athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So graduated college, we went to the Final Four out in Springfield,
Mhm.
Massachusetts at the Basketball Hall of Fame. And it was dope, man. It was a dope experience. But my college career was like awkward because again, I didn't have a position. I was just weird.
Mhm.
It wasn't a great fit.
Right.
After college, I sat for a year and I didn't do anything. I worked the job from like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Hated it, bro. Hated a 9 to 5. That's the longest I ever had a 9 to 5 in my life. And what I did when it was over with, I would go to home and take a nap. I stay with my mom. Shout out moms. Love you, mom.
Hey.
And I would go take a nap, eat like a snack, and I would go to the gym for like 4 hours. 4 hours. Lift weights, run sprints. And I didn't talk to nobody about what I was doing.
Did not know this, bro.
No, I didn't talk to nobody about what I was doing. I made some connections with some cats over in Europe. And I'm like, man, I'm talented. Like, you got length, you got athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get you a look. You know, I look the part. You know what I'm saying? I look the part. Even
Right.
today, like, I look the part.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, I swore you hooped when I walked up.
Yeah. So it got me a shot. And I got my first opportunity to play in a country called Tunis, Tunisia in Northern Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So without going too much into basketball, because that's just, you know, a chapter in my life. It's not my whole life. I played over the last 9 years up to 2018 in 15 different countries. I played in Greece, I played in Turkey, I played in Italy, I played, man, a bunch of places, bro. Sweden.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I can't even remember everywhere. I played in the Middle East, I played in Lebanon. And it was a blessing, bro. Like, it shaped who I am. Like, I feel like I can sit across from y'all and just chop it up and just talk.
Yeah.
But I can be in a room with like people who have nothing outwardly in common with me, and I can still find a way to relate.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, in sales, you find that common ground is just the beginning. Like, nothing happens until you build that rapport and find that common ground. So I always thought that I was going to be like Steph Curry or something, you know?
Yeah.
My first year in Europe, you know, I discovered my faith. I became a Christian, and I'm like, man, I got serious about it, like really serious. And I thought it was going to be like a Steph Curry, just end up in the NBA. Like, it just seemed like it was written. And obviously that wasn't in the cards for me. But what happened is, you know, I went to all these countries, and it just molded me in a different way. So if you go to Tunis, Tunisia, it's 98% Muslim. Like, that scared me. I was a Christian for like 6 months.
Right.
And it's like, man, that's scary to me. Like, what do you do? So it made me read. Like, it made me understand.
Did they treat you any different?
No, absolutely not. I still talk to some of them dudes. Them dudes, man, it's a beautiful place. Great country. They treated me great. Everything about it.
Well, the reason I ask is, I mean, because I know some Muslims from like the Middle East, and they cool as hell, talk to you like, like you know different.
Fact.
But if you watch the news and shit, they don't fuck with
story,
Americans, and they don't fuck with Christians, and you know all of that.
I think that's a small percentage. I'm not an expert by no means, but based on what
the reason I asked is because I wanted them, the listeners, to see that it's not
that's
what
dope.
It wasn't that at all, bro. It wasn't. They passionate people. They show me a lot of love. But they wouldn't put bacon in their car. They literally wouldn't drive with bacon, which was hard for me at the time. But I digress. So, you know, I did my career. I had my career, and I played about 9 years, and we could definitely go in on that as much as y'all want. But for the last 2 years, I've just been an entrepreneur. I have a basketball camp that I do. We partner with Nike basketball camps.
Yeah,
that's dope.
You just breeze over that.
Right.
Just partner with Nike basketball camp.
Yeah, so that's
You just can't breeze over that, bro.
When you're used to doing big things, I guess.
You just can't breeze over that, though. Like, you just breezed over it. Like, niggas, nobody doing Nike camps, bro. You just breezed over it.
It's my life, so it just feels normal to me. You know
That's
what
I'm saying. By God, he's doing Nike basketball camps. I be seeing it online. That's another thing. That's a powerful thing about social media. That's how I follow, follow E.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew he was doing the Nike basketball camps going overseas. But you don't mind me asking you this, though. Because I just thought it was one of my questions that I thought about. So the transition from when you stopped playing and you came back, like, did you have a degree when you came back?
When I came home?
Yeah.
So I had like enough credits to have a general studies degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have a specific degree. I just, like, I always knew I was going to school to play basketball. So, like, I had enough credits to get a general studies degree. My major was corporate communications.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never had plans to do anything like that.
Right.
No knock to anybody who got an education. I just kind of didn't see that for myself.
Right. The reason I asked that because I know a lot of not that I know. I feel like there'll be a lot of retired players, or I can say retired players, people that come from overseas that come back home.
Yeah.
And you hoop for all these years.
Man,
you either didn't finish school or you finish.
Right.
And you have no experience in your field.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How was that coming back home? Probably not having no experience in your field, it's going to be tough to get a gig. Like, how did you eat, bro? Like,
so
where were you at with that?
Again, I feel like I'm a little bit of an anomaly. And again, like, it's some points in basketball that I think are important, and we can talk about whatever. But for me, I never thought about a job. I'm not gonna say I never thought about it because, so I tell you the story of like, first I'll tell you two stories. So in 2009, I think it was, my first year about to go to Europe, I've been working every day in the gym, going to work, go to sleep, come home, go to the gym from like 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., hooping at 24-hour fitness with, whoever is up there hooping. And then finally I get a call like, hey, we got a job for you in Tunis, Tunisia. I get terrified. Like, man, these dudes is Muslims. They gonna cut my head off. Like, and no knock. I don't mean that in an offensive way. That's what the news feeds us. So that's
that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, that's a great question, bro. That's very insightful for you to ask that. So I was literally scared. And I'll tell you a crazy story, dog. As a matter of fact, this was a dope experience. So I was at, like, right when I found out I was about to leave, like, I just literally was running around with fear all in my body. I could feel it. And I just didn't know what to expect. And then, like, for me, I didn't have a dope college career. It's like, can I do this? Like, is this for real? Like, I had my doubts. I questioned myself just like, a lot of people would have. But I caught a flat tire and I go to the gas station and I'm playing like, like some Bible verse or something on my radio. And this dude stopped by as I was changing my tire. He's like, hey, man, what's going on with you? Like, what's wrong? I'm like, man, I'm about to go to Europe. I don't want to get my head cut off. I told him what happened. Like, he's like, no, God got you, bro. I just feel it. You're going to be straight. Crazy situation. Like, I didn't know this dude. Couldn't point him out if I seen him. But, like, it was just this feeling like it's time to do this. Like, this is the next phase for me. Like, this is what I got to go do.
That was just what you needed to hear to push you.
Facts. Comfort me.
Yeah.
It was nervous. My mom was nervous. Like, but I had to do what I had to do, bro. So I worked too hard for that. So I went and, started having my career. So to me, that was that word pivot. I'm like, I didn't work this job to just keep working. Like, I want to change. I want something different for my life. And again, no knock to nobody. This is what I wanted for me. And I went over there. My career was, very solid career. And when my last year playing, it was just different. And the reason why I say that is because I had this upward trajectory up to a certain point. In 2016-17, I ripped my quadricep muscle in half.
That's crazy.
Like, I tore it. And I think that probably would have been my best year playing as far as money. I think that year would have probably set me up to, stay at a certain money level before I leave.
Right.
And it just killed my earning potential. I was 30 years old. And it's like, dang, at 30, this happens? Like, wow, that's crazy. So what I did while I was off, I stayed home for a year. I didn't play nowhere. I coached some kids, really high-level kids, like NBA players, knew that it will be in the NBA for sure, right here from this city. And I started a basketball camp with Nike. Started that business.
There we go.
So what that did for me is, like, it gave me the confidence, like, dang, I can actually run a business. Like, I started LLC. I got the little confidence to be able to do that. And Nike does all my marketing. So we've had kids at that basketball camp from, like, Russia, Switzerland, Canada. Like, I look at the roster every year leading up to my basketball camp. I'm like, dang, you from Ontario? Like, how? Because Nike does all my marketing. Right. So they got that bag. They gonna spend
humble
money.
Humble brag.
I was saying, girls as well, right?
Nah, we just do boys.
Okay.
Boys
I'm about to say, man,
no.
get
How young
a little mama in there.
Are the kids?
The youngest we go is 8. It used to be 10. In 19, we opened it up to 8-year-olds. Okay. So we have about like 75, 80 kids per camp, or in one camp, and then another camp is like a little bit more advanced. We try to get somewhere between 25 to 40 kids, just a little bit more one-on-one type thing.
Dope.
Okay.
So it's dope, but it's 2 weeks out the year. It's not by far my life. It's 2 weeks out the year. The dope thing that happened last year is they actually asked me to go overseas with them and do basically the same thing and coach some kids. So they paid me last year to go to Spain. So I took my family. My son was 6 months old at the time. Me, my wife, and my son, we went to Madrid with Nike. All expenses paid. They actually paid us. And then we went to Valencia, Spain. And it was just dope. My little dude got to be in the Mediterranean Sea before he could walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just been a huge blessing. But like I said, that just kind of a backstory because it gave me this confidence. Like, I can go do this. I can create something. That's what that meant to me. I can go create something. So to answer your question, like, you said, what was it like for me as far as my transition? Job was never like on my real radar. Mm-hmm. So in April of 2018, I stumbled on an interview by a guy named Mark Ferguson. I think it's not Mark Ferguson. Mark Whitten. My bad. Mark Ferguson, a different guy. Mark Whitten. On the Breakfast Club Hire 106 or whatever. And he was talking about real estate and how you can flip houses with no money, no credit. I'm like, what? Like, I always wanted to get in real estate. I had 2 dreams. I want to play pro ball. I want to get in real estate. That's all I ever wanted to do when I was a kid. And it's crazy because nobody around me did either one of those things, which is wild. Like, my dad is like 5'10", so it's insane. But I was like, you know, I'm watching this interview. I'm like, this dude making what? Like, he making how much money? It's fake. So he had a course. It was like $100. I'm like, dog, this is real. Like, he gave me all the legal terminology. He's showing us the contracts he using. And I just started thinking to myself, bro, like, man, I am busting my butt out here trying to stay in shape. 32 years old. These dudes ain't getting no older. It's young dudes popping out every year.
Right.
Young dude, more athletic, more hungry, and he gonna play for less money than you because fresh out of college, he don't care.
Facts.
So like, it's not really for you as an older athlete. And most
it's crazy to think once you hit 30, you old too.
Man, what?
Bro, my teammates in Europe, we got to give our passports to the hotel. And shout out my little bro, Avery Woodson. He went to Butler. Love this little dude. He's literally like my little brother. I just texted him before we came in here. But we had to give our passports to the hotel to say, like, who go to what room. And they was like, write down your birthdays. Some weird European thing. And these dudes clown me for being born in the 80s, bro. I said, hold up,
happened to
man.
me one time. Yeah.
I said, hold up, it might be time to have a
to
career.
you.
No, it happened to me too, bro.
Really?
I went back to the town, bro. It was alumni at Raytown. And you know how like you do the alumni games.
Yeah.
So I went to a basketball game on Friday night, and they were just honoring everybody. Nigga, they was naming out the classes. Nigga, I was in the very back. Like, nigga, I was out the door. I was like on Blue Ridge Boulevard. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? I was like, God, because I graduated in 2003 and they said it. I feel so old. Bro.
It's crazy to think,
bro.
We was in our senior year was 17 years
That's
ago.
wild, bro.
Our t-shirts was big as hell.
Bro, we was crazy.
Our jeans was big as hell.
Just look at, go to a Soulja Boy video when he first came out. That was us.
It's crazy we used to dress like that, bro.
Ain't that wild, bro? Like, if we would have dressed like we did now, we would have got clown.
Man.
For wearing something that fit, though.
Right.
That fits.
Because you don't need a belt. I own everything I love, bro. I owned at 18. I'm a fairly slim dude now.
Right.
In high school, I was like 190 pounds.
Shit, I was like 155.
Bro, I owned a pair of size 40 jeans, bro.
I remember those days, bro.
In high school, my waist was probably 32.
Why was we doing that, bro? That shit was crazy.
About them big ass white t-shirts.
Why, Stafford, did you imagine my size in high school? I'm 5'4".
Trash.
120 and I'm wearing a 2X Stafford? Tall joint at that?
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably still can't fit the shit you was buying back
That's
then.
crazy.
For sure. I can't wear 40s right now.
Right.
I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I can't wear a 40 size.
Same.
Right now.
I'm the heaviest I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my life. It is trash. I'm trying to lose weight.
That's why niggas drinking Trulies.
I'm just glad we got IG and Instagram back then because, or Twitter.
That shit would have been crazy.
I don't like looking at those pictures.
Bro. That's crazy,
size 40
bro.
shorts with ankle no-show socks.
That shit was trash. No-show ankle.
Trash.
Bro.
Trash.
What was we doing? Like, who gave us the... No wonder our parents looking at us like we was stupid as fuck, bro.
I know your dad used to be on your head.
Man, what? He used to be on all our heads, bro. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, bro,
my dad used to be on my head, but I used to be like, Pops, you got one gold tooth with a spade in it, though. Like, what are you? What was you doing?
Right. With a spade in it.
It's permanent, though. Like, that's his tooth.
I think it was cold as space.
I don't know what that is. That's trash.
Oh, shit.
So
that's crazy.
So,
boy.
like, back to the topic. To answer your original question.
I forgot what it was.
Like, so for you asked me if, like, how was that shift in looking for a job?
There you go.
So for me, like, I gave you all that backstory to say, like, I was really ripe to start a business. And, you know, like, we had a little tiny change to start with, nothing crazy. But, like, you know, when I watched Mark Williams' interview, like, I checked out from basketball. I would be going to practice, and I'd just be like, man, this ain't it. You know, that sound like this ain't it. So I just started thinking about real estate, man. And coincidentally, or not coincidentally, because I believe in purpose, on Mother's Day, a week after Mother's Day 2018, Mother's Day week, it wasn't the actual day. I found out that my wife was pregnant, and we had been trying. We actually drove to another country so we could get, find out like if she could get IVF. IVF is, y'all know what that is.
Yeah, I know.
In America, that's like 20 G's plus. In Europe, it's like 3. So we wanted to get it there. We was trying to have a baby. So what we found out is that, she needed IVF. She was going crazy. Like, we drove to another country to go to the doctor to get tested to see why we weren't having a baby.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, we gonna be straight. Like, I don't know why I felt like that. But a week later, bro, she found out, like, oh, she pregnant.
That's dope.
And something clicked in my mind. Like, literally, like, click.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't doing this. I don't know why. I've never done nothing else. I just felt like this is it. And as we got, when the season was over, it just seemed empty. It's like we accomplished what we were supposed to accomplish.
Right.
I had a solid season. It was just like, you know what, man, I ain't doing this no more. So when I hit the ground, bro, I literally, she's pregnant, sleep. We got us the Airbnb. We looking for a spot to live. Two days into it, like, we still living out a suitcase. I would be at like real estate meetup, talking to cats, like trying to figure out like, what's your move? Like, how'd you get started? Like, literally 48 hours in the country. And I was like, hey man, like, what did you do? I'm at meetups trying to figure out this real estate thing. And we decided to focus on my basketball camp because that was coming up. But I literally took that money that I made from a basketball camp. We can make some okay money doing that. And I just took what we already had plus that, and we just invested in it. We started our business, and right around September of 2018, I got my first deal in like October. And it's like a sputter start. Like, we start, stop.
Got you.
But right around that same time too, my agent came to me with a really solid job offer in Russia. And I said, like, man, I don't want that job. I hadn't worked out all summer. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm about to do this. This is going to be better. French dude, shout out David from Octagon. But I literally told him, like, man, I can't take that job. I'm good. And like, man, do you want to play basketball? I was like, man, it's not. Like, I'm good. And that was it. Like, I don't think I talked to him since then, to be honest. So it was a good job. Yeah, good job offer. But I'm like, man, I'm straight. Like, I don't want to work for nobody no more. I'm gonna figure my own little thing out. So
was you nervous at all about doing it, or you just felt like it was gonna be okay and you knew you was on the right path?
Man, like, at first, no. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I just had a feeling. But like, as times went, like, we would try and fail. And I had my moments where I questioned it. I had my moments where I thought about getting a job, thought about, I
think every person that starts a business did. Because I did 2 or 3 years in. Yeah. Still.
What'd you start?
So I started my own logistics company.
Oh wow.
There we go. Talk that shit.
You gotta be super organized, bro.
I was. I started, didn't know shit about logistics. You know what I mean? Like, I just started with a company because I was good at sales.
Wow.
Then learned the game from them. And I, in my head, I'm like, so I'm making, 60, 70 grand here for them.
What you making them?
That's what they're paying me.
But what you're making them?
Let me pull this calculator out of my desk.
Is this shit you talked to me yesterday?
I just said this yesterday.
He just told me.
I'm making them how much? Hold on. Let me clear that and do this again.
We just talked about this, bro.
Just talked about
it. I'm making them $200,000 a month?
A month.
And they're paying $70 a year? I'm about to do this for myself.
They stealing. So, not literally, but
right. That's what I signed up for.
Right.
And I figured out, like, I'm never going to get where I wanted to be working for somebody else. Right. They gonna get rich, but I'm not.
So tell me about the business. Like where are you now in it, and where?
I actually just sold it last February.
Oh wow! Congrats, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
You got some M's.
That's crazy that he know like that you sold it. Like, bro, I don't know none of the shit. I don't know shit about business, but he just automatically thought like success. You know what I mean? When you say you sold it, congrats.
You got some M's. Hey, let me hold some, bro. Let me hold some. I need
bro, you was the one that said that you was making a couple.
I didn't say that. I said over the course of my career. So,
but
congrats, man. Like, that's dope to me, bro.
It was definitely a dope experience.
Yeah,
definitely.
How'd you get to that point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna just sell it? Like, what was it? Was it a distress sale?
No, it was kind of the same way you kind of felt about basketball. Like, it was cool to do. I was making good money, but it was just like, I just didn't want to do it no more.
Got you.
Like, I could wake up and go downstairs, get on the computer, and I was like, man, fuck, I gotta do this shit again all day.
I gotta do this shit again.
You never thought about scaling or hiring people?
I did have employees.
So did you ever get a chance to have them do what you didn't want to do?
I did, but so like in logistics, it's I guess most businesses are relationship based, but freight is very relationship based. So like, if you was my client, you're used to talking to me all day, every day, texting me, and we can joke because I believe. I mean, sales is like you said, relationship based. So I can talk to my clients about everything except the business all day long, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I need you to do this for me too." I'm glad I just remembered. Or we'll be talking for 45 minutes, and then they'll hang up and they'll call back like, "Damn, I forgot to tell you. I need you to pick this up."
So you was in a position where those relationships was your business. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I could turn it over to them, I would have and still would have reaped the benefit, but it wasn't going to happen that way.
Right.
So I had started talking to this other, which was a competitor, about taking it over. And basically they bought me out, and all I had to do was kind of consult for them for a couple of months and get my clients in my current book of business comfortable working with the company that bought me out. And then
so when you gonna buy your Bentley, bro? Like when you
I was about to ask for a job from you. You know what I mean? Like,
there you go. If you can sell, you would never have a problem selling. Right. Never in life. But what are you like? We talked a little bit about it, and I know, like we said, it's free flowing. So what you do now?
So right now I'm working on CBD and medical marijuana.
Okay.
Since it's become legalized here in Missouri.
Right.
Still a muddy situation because it was all a bunch of corruption and shit. I don't know if y'all have heard, but like the FBI is investigating this shit, and it's been a corruption. Really? Yeah, like all the way up. Like there was so in order to get awarded a license in Missouri, you had to fill out these boxes, and check all this shit off. And as long as you had those things and you scored high enough on your application, this company was going to read your application and score it. Well, it turns out that the company that was awarded the bid to actually score the applications used to work for the Missouri government and retired, and now is the CEO of this company. Didn't know shit about marijuana, but they got the bid.
Right.
Then and then it came out
like The Sopranos.
Exactly. And then it came out that the people that they knew was giving them kickbacks, and those was the ones that was awarded the licenses.
I feel like that's every industry in America.
It don't matter.
Exactly.
I feel like that's literally every industry.
And the FBI investigated, and it's just kept getting to a higher level in the government, and higher level and higher level. So they came out about a month ago and said, yeah, it was corrupt. So now we're waiting like, well, obviously, but what the fuck y'all gonna do about it? And they ain't never said nothing what they gonna do about it. So
that's crazy.
We basically just gave away like 30 grand to apply, and they said,
shut up.
They said, thank you for your donation. So we're waiting to hear,
crazy.
There's a bunch of appeals and shit going on.
It's so tough, like when you don't know nobody, especially in a new industry where people know it's gonna be popping. If you don't know somebody, it's tough.
We ended up knowing a couple of people in the government, and we liked our chances. I probably shouldn't have liked our chances because we didn't get a fucking license.
Do you think it's frozen or is it dead?
I think this is what I hope. I don't know if they're going to uncap the license because they're only giving out a certain number. So it's capped right now. But I think, especially with the COVID shit that just hit and kind of turned the economy upside down.
Yeah, that's slowing everything down.
Yeah. Well, in like Oklahoma, which is like right next door. In the past, 2 months or so, when everything was shut down, like they still made $33 million in taxes just from marijuana.
Shut up.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Missouri sees that and they're like, oh yeah, we're fucking up, and they kind of follow the same thing that Oklahoma is doing, so where I can just pay them the $5 grand and get my license, and we good.
You said the $5 grand.
That's y'all talking that rich shit, bro. I can't. I'm not even in y'all territory, bro. But I'm glad you asked him about his business, because now we can segue and you can really get in your bag about what you really do.
Yeah. So
like,
for me, I'm a real estate investor. That's the best way to describe it. Okay. And like my lane of real estate, I focus on finding deals.
Okay.
When you find a great deal, you can do whatever you want. Literally, I flipped houses with no money, no credit, and no hammer and no nail. Literally, I've done that.
For a beginner, I hear flipped houses all the time. Is it different definitions of flipping houses, or is it just standard?
So to flip a house is basically mean you're going to buy a house at a discount, add value, which means to like do repairs.
Okay.
And then you gonna sell it for top dollar. Right.
Okay.
So,
Got you. Yeah. Okay. I assume. I just want to make
Do you
sure.
feel like right now, since it's basically a seller's market, do you feel like it's easier to make a profit now?
When you find a deal, but it's harder to find a deal
because it's a seller's market.
Like most people know that. So my lane, what I focused on distressed sellers. You got a problem, and I'm gonna solve it. So a lot of people behind no taxes, divorce, bankruptcy, just whatever typical reason, inherited a property. A lot of times that can be a big burden for people. So, we come and buy for like pennies on the dollar. And a lot of times people look at that as predatory. And I get why they would do that. But like if you inherit a property, or if you're going to lose your house to foreclosure, or, the taxes, because the city will take your house for taxes.
Right.
And somebody comes and says, hey, I can pay you. I'm going to have to make a profit. Like I have to make money. Like that's the nature of the world. But I'm going to make sure you straight. I'm not trying to rob you, and we come up to an agreement and shake hands. To me, I would argue that I'm serving that person.
Yeah, but I mean, like to the outside looking in, there's always, it don't matter who the story is about. There's always a good and a bad person in every story.
Every time. Yeah, that's the nature of human beings are both good and bad. So of course, yeah.
I mean, eventually you do anything long enough, you're going to be the bad guy in somebody's story, even if you do everything right.
I disagree because, Starbucks buys millions of gallons of milk every single week. They go through millions of gallons of milk. But they get that milk at an extreme discount, right? They can't pay the same price as what we pay, because how would they make money? Right. They also get their coffee in bulk. They either make it, produce it, or they go and buy it for super cheap. That is literally wholesale. The shirts on our backs, like whatever you pay for that shirt, they didn't pay that price for it. So I think a lot of times it's just about like how it's packaged is what people are or aren't okay with it. So if I go buy a house from somebody and I put work into it, and then I sell it and I make $80,000, some people look at it like, that's not right. The person should have got more money. Well, you're entitled to look how you want to look, but literally everything we wear, the gold on y'all neck, and y'all icy. I'm trying to get like
nah, stop, boy. If see this boy feet, we'll get in the picture. Y'all see.
If like I think that's kind of, to me, like I would argue that that's contradictory. If you think if you got a problem with somebody making money. To me, that's a problem. That's a problem.
I mean, I would agree with you, but that still is not going to change everybody's point of view.
Sure.
So that's what I mean by there's always going to be somebody that's going to say you were the bad guy, no matter if you do everything right.
And I'm good with that. And we got a few testimonials on our website that would say, the opposite. Like, hey, I didn't know what I was going to do. This house was a burden. We bought houses that are like literally the house is falling apart, and you can't put that on the market.
Right.
Nobody gonna come live in it. Like, what you gonna do? Glue it back? Nah, like it takes somebody.
They just looking to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just pay me something so I don't have to fuck with it.
Right. So I'm just an investor. Sometimes, like, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say sometimes, a lot of times we focus on selling houses to other investors. So we get them at a good enough discount to where we can sell to somebody else to do the work. That allows us to do what we do at scale. Like we can do 4, 5 deals a month, 10 deals a month is what we're trying to do. So right now in my business, I'm proud to say that my business is like vertically integrated. I don't got no partners. It's just me. And we just on the ground level for real for what I want to do. I got some big plans. But it's me, and we have an office manager, and we have a lead manager / transaction coordinator. 2 very dope people that are really kind of buying into where we trying to go. And I just think it's a dope process. It's hard weeks, it's great weeks, it's bad weeks. But we see a lot in our.
I mean, that's just business. There's no week like the last, and there's no year like the last. It's up and down. You just got to ride the wave. You can never get too high or too low. You just kind of got to stay in the middle.
Yeah. So for me, like, like one thing that I'm really passionate about is, anything I do, like I feel like I'm somewhat passionate about, or I can't do it. I won't stick with it. And I'm in a position where in my life where I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So, you want to talk
about me. I mean, you got that security.
Like within context, within context, like technically I own my job. Like my business doesn't run without me yet. I'm trying to scale to get to that point. So I can chill if I want to, but
I hear you.
Some bills coming.
Right.
So I say as far as taking on things, I don't have to do anything.
Mhm.
And I think like when I left basketball, it's like, at some level I used to question, like, I'm passionate about this, but dang, like, do I want to be doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I want to be doing this? and like, I don't know, like sometimes like you don't, like one thing about basketball, like I remember I left one year and I was gone the whole year. And I came back and my dad literally looked older.
Really?
Like, I was gone 9 months, 10 months. Like my dad looked older. I'm like, dang, that's my dog. Like, I want to see this. My niece was super tall. You know what I'm saying? My nephews was voices kind of deeper. I'm like, dang, like.
That's one thing that I realized whenever, you're going to have to chill out with that,
Right.
rapper,
That's
bro.
That's on the microphone.
That's our recording crew back there. Y'all doing an amazing job, by the way. Thank you, guys.
But no, that's what I was going to say. That's kind of one thing that I realized when I had moved to Baltimore. When I first figured out I was good at sales, they moved me out there to train a sales office and stuff. And my daughter stayed here because me and her mother weren't together at that time. So my daughter stayed here, and I was gone, I want to say 7-8 months. But I realized I missed a lot of time. And I liked what I was doing, but it just wasn't worth being away from my daughter.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, I got to figure something out. And then that's how I fell into doing the logistics for that company. And then it just kind of stepping stones put me in the place that I am now.
Gotcha. Can I ask y'all a question?
Of course.
Y'all being business owners, for people like me, for people who have like certain skill sets to do things, like I'm in the IT field, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty good at it, like grasping stuff, meaning like I could see something, do it, and copycat it and be straight at it. Not the greatest, but be straight at it. Like, I feel like y'all jumped off a ledge to run your own business, like literally, like from having like, including basketball, like having solid income, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
security.
Security. You get that steady flow of income, right?
Right.
What was y'all like? What made y'all say, "Hey, I want to jump off the ledge here and just risk it all"? I might not get this check in 2 weeks, but I'm gonna risk it all and I'm gonna just do what I do. Like, I want to hear from both of y'all.
If you don't mind if I go first.
No, go ahead.
It's about terms to me. It's about terms. I want to live my life on my terms. So when I play basketball, I have to live in a country that's going to pay me the best, create the best situation for my family.
Right.
Most recently, that would have been Russia. And I didn't want to live in Russia. I didn't want my son to be born in Russia. I just didn't want to. Russia's great. Nothing against it. That's not what I wanted for my family. So like when I looked at it, it's like, and nothing is, what it seems all the time. There's times where you have to fight these folks in Europe to give you basic rights. Like, hey, my wife is supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. Like, where's her flight? Hey, we supposed to get paid a week ago. Like, what's going on? In Greece, they notorious for that. And the word for tomorrow in Greece is avrio.
Yeah.
And you hear that a lot. Oh, we don't pay you avrio. We pay you tomorrow. Nah, like today, what's up?
You said that yesterday.
Yeah, like
avrio.
I'm good. Like, you can't do that.
Right.
So with that said, for me, it was a really, really, really like I just want to live my life on my terms. On my terms. If that means today, me and my team leave the office at 1:00 and we go, a couple blocks over to have some food. Let's go. Like, so me, I got it. But, so I think what you see is security. I think it can be a glass ceiling at the same time. And I think for me, like what I don't ever want a cap on how much money I can earn. I don't want that. And I don't want a cap on more than anything. Think about it. Last 14, 15 years of my life, including college, I just woke up, played basketball, went to class.
Right.
Woke up, played basketball, came back home, walked the city somewhere in Europe, explore a little bit. Why? I can't be here for 8 hours.
I hear you. I just thought about that because again, like I have 2 beautiful daughters. You know what I'm saying? I had my first kid when I was 21. So and I grew up, in a family where my dad worked every day. That steady income. That's what that's what I grew up on. That's what I'm used to seeing. So I'm thinking of blue collar, having steady income is the way. I just don't like. What would y'all? I want you to answer too the question I asked, but what's that thing that makes you wants to jump off that ledge and just risk it? Because again, like what you said, like you was making income for you to jump into this field. You're not guaranteed that next check. Like niggas like me is scared, bro. If y'all if I want to start my business, bro, like I'm gonna have to stop working at my job. My rent is still, not my rent, my mortgage is still gonna be due at the end of the month, bro. Like, what was that thing? Like, what's that thing that?
So you can ask that question both ways. Like, it's like if you single and you see a fly girl on the street and you say, what if she say no? Like, that's gonna be your focus. But if you say, what if she say, yeah, and you know, you get to be married to her for the rest of your life or whatever it is, yo, it's like, it's what you focus on. So yeah, you could say like, what if X and X and X don't go wrong? But you could also say like,
I know
you could do the same thing for your job. And
Right.
you could say like, what if, you know, like I know one of your daughters is 3.
Yeah.
So like for me, one thing, and my son is 18 months old.
Mm-hmm.
By the time he turns 5, like I want to be technically retired. You know, I don't.
Actually, she's 5, but go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I don't believe in that word technically, like retired, but like as far as what we see as retired, I want to be able to live and like take a month and go travel. Like that's my goal.
Yeah, man.
So like you can say like, well, you know, what if X and X goes wrong? But you can also say like, well, I got goals and I'm gonna study this field. I'm gonna figure out somebody who did it, and I'm just gonna copy what they did because there really ain't nothing new under the sun.
This is a copycat industry. Everything is pretty much.
Yeah.
Bro, to say y'all like I really look at people. I look up to people like y'all, man. Y'all really like risk takers.
No,
you know
we
what I mean?
taller than you, so you have to look up.
No, the reason being, 'cause I got a few guys like
That's what I
y'all,
was gonna
man.
say is
Shout out,
I'm
shout
a
out.
risk taker.
No, seriously, no, because shout out John Hawkins, bro.
Yeah,
That's my dude, man.
Yeah,
he's
my
a risk taker, bro.
Right.
Like I seen the struggles. Like I want to put his business out there, but everybody, I'm assuming you got struggle at some point,
Of course.
right? You know what I'm saying?
I made
So
$17,000 the first year.
you know what I
That's
mean?
less than
So
minimum wage.
That's tough, bro. So it's more of a fear thing, you know, a fear thing.
I think,
in failing, you know what I mean?
The thing that kind of pushed me over the edge was you, like kind of like you said, you know, you're thinking about what if this doesn't work. I'm thinking about what if this does work.
I hear you.
Like
That's
I
how
dreamed about going ahead and selling a business, and then I busted my ass and
So-
I sold the business.
Got a
Cool.
bag.
So cool.
You know,
Being
so-
could be in a hole and believe in yourself.
I mean,
And so many
got you.
words.
Okay, could be in a hole and believe in yourself. That's the name of this podcast.
But-
Could be in a hole and believe in
But
yourself.
I don't think
No,
it's
but-
like it's not like a mutually exclusive
I
thing,
hear you,
bro.
man.
Like
I hear you.
like
It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
like he said, he doesn't want to, you know, retire, so to speak.
Yeah.
But retire it's relative. Like
Right.
some people, you know, they retire and they they put money in their 401k and they go
Yeah.
to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I want to retire and just say, I want to go here for the summer, and then after that, shit, I want to go to this country for a month,
Right.
and then after that, shit, I
Yeah.
may come back to the U.S. or I may just,
freedom,
yeah,
I hear you.
I can
hear
do
you,
whatever the
man.
fuck I want to
'Cause
do.
time, freedom.
But I,
know,
can work
man.
wherever I'm at
I know.
on my terms, though. Like
Right.
I don't want to just sit down and not do a fucking thing because that would
that's
drive me
trash.
crazy.
Yeah, that's trash.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. But yeah, man, I just being able to, you know, do this podcast and being able to have friends and networking because of basketball and just meeting all these, you know, different kinds of people. Me just being around people like y'all, man, it's inspiring as well because again, I feel like I have a lot of like tools and skill sets where I could honestly run my own business. I just don't have that push or that belief. I don't, you know, that confidence to actually do it. You know what I mean? So
I mean, a lot of people live their life in fear, but I say if you're living with fear, you're not really living.
I hear you.
Right. Facts.
Talk that shit, bro.
So
Because again,
Facts.
like you, like within the last, you got on this podcast when? Like 2 years, maybe?
mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like every so often I'm always around somebody that's running their own business that took that risk. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm linked up with Esian again. Look at what he's doing. So it's like every 3 or 4 years, something's telling me like, nigga, do that shit.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So,
fear grips you. It makes you not live. So just say fuck the
Word
fear
up.
because
But-
eventually you're gonna run into failure. But as long as you learn a lesson, like I said earlier, it's not really a failure.
Ooh,
I
but
tried
you
to start a hotel.
Process that though.
Uh-huh.
Like how you said that. Sorry to cut you off, Jay. But like that, like it's how you perceive failure. Like how do you perceive that? Is it like because if you say to yourself, like, man, I'm about to do this, and it don't work, and it's like, yup, I tried. Like, okay, and a lot of people would qualify that as failure. I think I would agree with that. But if you say, you know what, I got a singular focus and I'm gonna be persistent. This is going to work. I'm going. Oh, I failed. Next time you get further. Next time you get further. Next time you get further. Eventually,
Yeah.
like it's gonna crack through.
A lot of people say that networking is key. Do you feel like that it was what helped you?
Man, like, yes, bro.
Because I think a lot of those opportunities don't present themselves until you start to network.
So I'm not gonna drop no names. I'm not gonna drop no nothing about nothing. But I didn't know how successful some of the people in my circle were until I got into real estate. People that can drop 100 G's, like, oh yeah, we can do that. Like snap of a finger. I'm like, what? Like you
You
was
got
doing it
that
like
chilling?
this?
You got that-
Right.
Yeah, like that
That
was
shit blew me away.
Commerce over there.
that was changed to these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, And then to know like some of the people that I'm able to, you know, really sit down with, and even more so than the actual swiping of a card or the writing of a check, it was just, you know, some people like they got multi-million-dollar minds. And it's like, whoa, you thinking like that? I've sat down with people who are, man, extremely successful. Let's just leave it at that. And they've said things to me that I didn't understand until 6 months after they told me. It's like, yeah, that's dope. I like it.
Right.
But I didn't, you know, I wasn't, my mind wasn't ready to receive it.
Yeah.
And 6 months later, I went through some stuff. I was like,
That's what the fuck you was talking about. Yeah, I've had those moments too. Yeah. I've had those moments.
I sat down with a cat. I hired some people like a year ago. I tried to do some hiring and start scaling my business. But it was like talk. I wasn't ready yet, you know? And I sat down with a guy. He talked about, okay, this is my mission, my vision, my values. Every day I write down 5 goals. It's qualitative, 5 qualitative goals, 5 quantitative goals. So this is what we're going to try to do. And I'm drilled this into my team because let's keep it real. They're making a salary and they don't care. This is my thing. He said it that fast. I'm like, dude, like, did you practice that? Like, what's going on? And he said it to me and I'm like, we humans and we not dumb guys. So, you know, we understand. But as far as like processing that and developing into the type of leader, like, man, that's over a year ago I sat with this person and said these things to me. And it's like, what? Now I get it.
Yeah,
oh, you know what I'm saying? Like now I get it.
Yeah, you can never expect anybody to work for you as hard as you do for yourself.
Facts,
does not exist.
So what I want to do is, I know you got on here for a purpose, obviously here. So I want you to go ahead. I'm glad y'all answered. I have tons of more questions as far as business shit, bro. I just want to know because again,
I mean that's why you edit.
Itching, I'm itching to maybe do some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be around.
You can edit like, some of that talk before.
Yeah,
when he didn't intro us, like, my dude just started talking.
Hey, what going to say for the podcast? But no. I want you to get to your purpose, bro. Like, why are you here, bro? Like, obviously, you got your business, but just get to your purpose. I want to get in that bag, and we just go off of it. Man.
And touch on what your goal for your business was, because you had mentioned it vaguely, but never really said what it was.
I'm gonna let you just get off, bro.
So my purpose for coming, like, I really like talking about what I'm talking about. I love real estate. I think that when people see me, the first thing they think is, hey, oh, you want to work with my kid? Let's play basketball. 1% of people are gonna be able to play basketball. Everybody in this room, we got 2 young guys off camera that they can't see. Everybody in here can buy real estate at some point. Maybe y'all not yet, but everybody can. And I believe in a lot of ways, real estate is the cornerstone of foundation or cornerstone of wealth. I'm sorry. I think a lot of people either make money in real estate or they park their money in real estate. I just believe it's extremely, extremely powerful. So
land is one of the things that you can't get more of.
They're not making no more outside of Dubai. Like they're not making no more. It's not happening. So it's only going to appreciate. And one thing that matters to me, I highly encourage everybody to, if you live in Kansas City or if you don't live in Kansas City, you're gonna come here. Google this, the dividing line, the history of race segregation in Kansas City. So right now we are literally on J.C. Nichols Parkway. If y'all look right there, that's J.C. Nichols Parkway. So the dividing lines is an oral history of how Kansas City real estate developed into what it's supposed to be. Most major cities in America, you can literally trace the lack of wealth creation amongst Black people to real estate. Literally, dog. It sound insane.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, real estate is, from what I understand, is what creates generational wealth.
So if your grandparents bought a house in 1940, that house has appreciated tremendously today. Facts. If they bought it in the right space. But in, I don't want to say a year because I don't want to be misquoted since we're recording. But at some point, J.C. Nichols introduced, redlining and, the FHA rules, which definitely kind of segregate neighborhoods based off race. Like, if Black people move into your neighborhood, it literally would go down in property value. We still think that way. There's still people that own houses that have in the deed, there's language in the deed of this house that says, no person of African descent can own this property. Like, that literally exists. Like, that's real, actual.
That's why they're trying to get his name off of the.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, like they should, because to me, like, that is, what's caused a lot of the wealth gap in America. So for me, man, like, I don't know why nobody in my family did real estate when I was young, but I just always saw that as something that I wanted to do. So for me, man, it's really just about just kind of showing I guess it's like my new identity. Most people that know me, they know me from basketball, and they ask me what's up with that. A lot of people still think I play, and that's cool. Like, I love talking sports. Like, don't get me wrong, but I ain't played basketball in 2 years. Like, I don't lift weights. I barely work. I don't really work out. Like, I don't play no more, and I'm good with that. We all stop at some point. I'm extremely blessed to be able to say I found another passion. So, I wouldn't say I had a real purpose in coming on. I watched a couple episodes randomly, and I'm like, hey, I want to go on there.
Cool.
I do love talking about what I want to, what this subject in particular. But I think Black folks should be, and everybody in general, but in particular Black folks, we should be aware of ways that you can make money in real estate without necessarily putting up a ton of money. Like, we should absolutely be aware, because I think in the long run, it just kind of evens the playing field. You know?
Got you. That's dope, man. That's dope. I was at one. I was at a seminar last night, and he just gave different, as far as what he do in his business. He was giving different ways how you could start, and obviously being cheap. I was like, you can start with no money. Like, yeah. You can really buy you can buy a property, or not property, but you can buy houses without no
hear
money.
That
like
you hear somebody you don't know say that, and you automatically assume, man, I'm not signing up. That's a scam. He just want me to buy his book or buy his program, or
And that's an industry. Like, man, there's people out here making millions off of telling people how to go make thousands, which is, I mean, I don't knock nobody. Hustle, do your thing.
Right.
But I literally just, like, I talk about this a lot, and I think the people around me get tired of hearing about it.
Right.
I think, it's a good way for me to say, you know what, I want to share this with people who actually want to, do this thing. So what I started is, I started a happy hour, a monthly happy hour. And I just invited people to come out and just learn some of the strategies. Right here on the plaza in my office. It's a co-working space down here. Just come out, have a couple drinks if you drink, have a couple snacks if you snack, not drink water. And just like, this is how we run it up. Like, this is how we starting. So just to put things in context, I started in August, September of 2018. And I got 2 employees right now that work with me that are phenomenal, man. I'm so blessed to have these people be a part of my team. This week, we put 5 pieces of property under contract to purchase, basically. And should go have another one tomorrow. So that'll make 6 in 1 week.
Hey.
So this is the most I've ever done, in 1 week. And we just literally we market to distressed sellers. That's how we find our property. So to talk about what you talked about, my goal in my business is in 2021 to scale up business. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. And it's definitely possible. It's work. Don't get me wrong, but it's possible.
Yeah, of course. It's definitely going to take work.
But what I see for the long term, I see in the long term, me just getting into like apartment buildings, buying and selling apartment buildings. And like I said, I'm 35 today. God willing, by the time I'm 40, I can be super dad. Like, I'm in every basketball game. I'm picking my dude up from school. And I want him, when I leave this earth, like, I want him to be able to say, like, I have something. Like, I invested, I inherited something.
Are you interested in only like buying and selling, or are you like VRBO or what?
So I'm not opposed to any of those things, but like, I believe in like singular focus. I think that's how you really, really create wealth. So I am interested in those things as they make sense. I'm a firm believer that you can make a lot of money in Airbnbs and short-term rentals. I think a lot of people had a little bit of a scare this last few months because of, travel was restricted.
Yeah, and they wasn't giving people refunds if they booked it. And
so, but I think, I don't have any, but I think for those people, I think it's a good strategy. Just like anything else, do your research and have reserves, like have money to the side, because you never know when a pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think with like the Airbnb and the VRBO type stuff, like, you got to have it in a touristy area where people are going to want to come. I mean, I think Kansas City is, like, the downtown area is cool for it, because you got to think like Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, they don't have like big pro sports that come to Kansas City.
Sure.
So people are going to rent those.
Yeah. I think even around here would be dope if you can get it at the right price, but it's not cheap for sure. So a lot of times when you buy a higher end property, it's hard to cash flow. Just because the numbers don't work. So that's something I'm interested in. Right now, I got like a numerical goal that I'm trying to get to by the end of the year. And what I really want to get into is buying and selling apartment buildings. That's like my dream. That's what I want to do. And I think in the next year, maybe 2 years, that's going to be a real possibility. Like, I've dabbled, I've had a few that, but it's just not really time yet. So
I thought about getting into that as well, as
Yeah.
far as like the public housing type stuff.
yeah,
Just because a lot of people are, I ain't gonna say a lot, but there are a lot out there that
Right.
basically slumlords. Like they just don't really give a fuck. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get this
Right.
check and I don't have to touch it. I don't care, because the lower people don't really have a voice.
Right.
And I would like to kind of come in and take care of that lower class of people, just to be able to treat them right, because just because you make less than $40,000-$50,000 a year
Still
doesn't mean
deserve to
you
live
less
good.
than a person. You know what I mean? So
I think you touched on something, Justin, man, and I really appreciate your mindset, bro. Even though we literally never met before today, but TJ, I think he touched on something that you can pull from that will help you understand like your next step in your entrepreneurial journey. And what I mean is that he's had a purpose. So whether he does that today at 35 or if he does it in 30 years when he's 65, he's doing it with a purpose.
Right.
And I think if you start with your purpose in entrepreneurship or anything you do, sports, whatever it might be,
Right.
like even me, like now I don't got that purpose when it comes to working out. So I go for 2 months, I fall off.
I hear you.
So
Yeah.
I think he has a purpose. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do this to make the most money. I'm going to buy some houses that may be lower or apartments or whatever it might be. And I want to keep the rents low. That's all I want to do. I want to
I
keep the
got
rents
you.
low. So
Purpose.
if you think about that, man, and you just work backwards from whatever that purpose is,
Reverse engineer. I heard you say that yesterday.
bro, I
That's
think that's super powerful. So
Mhm.
kudos to you for dropping that
Dope.
gem. Real
So I ain't
subtle.
got my
Appreciate
purpose.
it.
I ain't got no purpose, dude. No, that's facts though. For real. That's probably why it's a lot of things we was even talking about. Marriage, like purpose. You know what I mean? Like we get off of that. I'm just saying we talk about that off camera.
He gonna edit that out.
1 hour, 30 minutes, and 26.
but I'm gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about it. So Justin, you've been married 4 years, right?
4 or 5, don't get.
The 4 or 5.
We'll edit that
Alicia,
part
you better
out.
beat his ass.
So
Alicia knows. Alicia knows.
answer
like,
me this, bro.
Charge it to my head, not my heart.
Answer me
Alicia
this.
gonna get you.
I pride myself on being articulate, but I'm gonna say, answer me this. Like, how did your life change from like pre-marriage to like being married? Like, how do you think your life changed?
Less buns. It's life.
Or more?
Right.
Man.
You can.
Honestly, like the thing that changed the most was having somebody kind of with me going in a singular direction. Like it's hard to go when you're trying to drag somebody.
Right.
But if you got somebody locking arms and you're both taking steps,
Right.
it's a lot easier to get to that goal.
You
So
can go.
I couldn't have started a business without my wife.
Ooh.
I couldn't have been successful. There's no way I could have lived and taken care of a kid with $17,000 a year.
You are getting buns next Wednesday from your wife because it's coming out next Tuesday. That Wednesday, she gonna give you the buns easy,
But-
brother.
And then, I kind of helped her grow, like helped her kind of see a different vision. So now she
Beautiful thing.
runs her own clothing boutique.
Hey.
You know,
Is it a brick and mortar?
it's online.
Okay.
Online.
Hey.
Go ahead and
And
name drop real quick.
it's a Country Traditions boutique.
Okay.
Hey.
Give me a tall tee from there. Ooh. Boy, we bopping.
But I think we just kind of learned from each other. Like I wasn't a very patient person. I wasn't very good at communicating. It was just I felt like I was a grown ass man. Well, I got to tell you where I'm going. I'll be back when I get back.
Yep.
But I also didn't grow up in a house with 2 parents.
Right.
I also didn't grow up in a family that had a whole bunch of long lasting marriages. You know what I mean? And she did. So she kind of showed me, like that song you said, the other side of America. Like she kind of showed me that other side that I wasn't used to seeing.
Right.
So now I'm kind of trying to finagle my way into how she kind of grew up, just to kind
Yeah.
of be a better husband, better father, better all of those, better
See,
person.
Look at these
I-
guys
I'm a-
here, man.
I'm a firm
These
belie-
men.
I'm a firm believer in like, it's very difficult to become something that you don't see. You remember Cortez Groves?
What?
Love this dude.
Come
He's-
on, man.
you don't-
Big bro.
You might not know
Stop.
Cortez, but Cortez is like 4 or 5 years older than us. He played ball.
Right sound.
Nice, bro.
Play what's around, Lou.
Dog, he was nice.
That's
So
my
for
guy.
me, being like TJ said, I didn't really grow up around like my family members play basketball, but I didn't grow up around it
In
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know about Jerron Rush till way later, crazy as it sound. So to me, Cortez was literally the best player I ever saw.
Mhm.
So in like 2000 or 01, we was in the gym. I'm like, man, who is this dude? We was hooping. I was like 14 years old. I'm like, man, this dude is nice, bro. He's nice. And it's like, man, who is this dude? and he was just getting in, dunking, doing
Cold,
crossovers,
bro.
just
That's my
everything. He was like
guy,
6'4" too, so that's super tall back then.
Athletic.
Then we go outside, bro. He hit the alarm and remote start the Navigator, the 2000.
The red joint was a red joint.
The Navigator. I said, who is this dude? I said, bro, you in the NBA? Nah, I play overseas. Right there, bro.
You knew it.
God is my witness. That moment I made my mind up. I'm going overseas. At 5'8" or whatever I was. I knew right then. Like, it's like, dang. So, like, my point is that, like, we can't really, I don't want to say we can't because I don't want to limit other people's experiences.
Right.
But it's difficult to, like, become something that you don't know exists.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, shout out Quinn Day. Pooh.
Hey.
When I was in 2012, we came back from Europe, and every time you come home, you got this rough cut. You gotta go get cut. Like, you gotta get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, man, you gotta come to my barber, man. The best barber in Kansas City. I'm like, all right, bro, I don't care. I used to cut my own hair. So
I just need a cut. Shit.
yeah. So yeah, I need a cut. So we go at like 10 o'clock at night to my guy, Anthony Strickland, Big Strick, my dog. I watched this dude, bro. He navigating in a barbershop, people talking trash. He go there with him. You know what I'm saying? But he was a man of faith. You know what I'm saying? I had come to faith. I didn't really go to church, but I'm just like, who is this dude? Like, man, he talk different, but he don't cuss. It's weird. And, you know, we clicked right away. Like, literally, I met him on, let's just say, a Saturday. The next Tuesday, Wednesday, we drove like 5 hours to Illinois to go watch his son play college basketball. And we just chopped it up the whole time. He started introducing me as his son. He was like, yeah, this is my oldest son. Like, I just met him. Everybody used to be looking at him crazy because he was just playing. But, like, he had been married for like 18, 19 years at the time. Mm-hmm. My parents got divorced when I was in 2nd, 3rd grade while I stopped going to Laurel Hill.
Got you.
And, like, I never saw that, bro. Like, I never saw it. So, to me, like, I saw him show affection to his wife. I saw him get mad but not leave. Mad, like blood red mad, and not necessarily telling me why, but he ain't going nowhere. So, at 25 years old or whatever I was at the time, I'm like, this is cold. Like, this is it. Yeah. I saw him support. Like, I had never really seen that level of support. So, I say that to say that, like, it's something that I started to develop, like, a little bit of a desire for. Like, dang, that's kind of cool.
Right.
So as athletes, you got your chick, you got, you know, that side of it, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no secret. We don't got to talk about that. But, like, for me, when I got married, to reverse the question back on myself, I just saw a different level of focus. Whereas, like, if you juggling these women or whatever you got going on, it's like, man, that's a job, whether you realize it or not. But, like, but now, like, when I look at my life, it's like, well, if I ain't kicking it with my son, and if I ain't, you know, kicking it with my wife, who always around, they'll just pop up. We live like 8 minutes from here, so they'll just pop up at the office like random. Oh, we wanted some snacks. We seen they had snacks at the office today. So it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna rent it up. I'm gonna go analyze the apartment building so I can make an offer on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do something that's gonna progress my life and progress my family. I'm gonna watch a YouTube video from a cat who run my business. I'm gonna join a business, what do you call it? Like a business mentor group with cats in my business making $250,000 a month. They can do it. I can do it. So, like, I start noticing, like, when I replace that side, it's like, man, I just put like way more healthy things into it. Reading books, like all this stuff, you know? So that's what I saw for myself with marriage. And obviously you can still be successful without it. But for me, like, you know, I think that really kind of moved the needle when it came to my
like I said, I
development.
really don't think that I would be in the position I'm in without my wife.
Cold,
like,
bro.
I hear you.
But the thing that, I guess to kind of better answer your question, like the thing that we talked kind of about earlier before we started recording was the thing that made me want to get married was I had been in obviously previous relationships. I had been with Malia's mom, which is my daughter's name. Been with her mom for 7, 8, 9 years. And never really thought about marriage until she had brought it up. But what made me want to marry Alicia was I had found what I was looking for and I wasn't willing to let that go.
That's what's up.
I hear you.
So I guess the question is on TJ, man, like,
what's up, man?
Nah, I ain't gonna put you on the
spot. He definitely about to cut that out.
Yeah, but 1 hour and 45 minutes and 23 seconds.
Get back to the business talk. What is one of, I guess, the most important, I guess, failure you would say that put you in the position you're in now?
I think like leaving a job in Europe, like I mean, a lot of people looked at me like I was crazy. And I didn't tell a lot of people right away. Like my agent was mad, you know what I'm saying? But I don't care about that. That was one of them. There's been like multiples along the way. More recently, I put a 9-unit apartment building under contract. And I started lining up my ducks to say, you know what? This gonna be the play that sets me up. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna own this for 15 years and I'm gonna do what's called a 1031 exchange. That's like a tax play. We can go into it if y'all want to. But, you know, I get all my bids. I ran a dozen people in and out of there, like help me understand. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not the most savvy when it comes to that side. It's like repairs and stuff like that. So I got to get bids on top of bids to make sure I'm getting, you know, so things are right.
Right.
And turns out that, you know, like I was hoping that the repairs would have been like right around like kind of my sweet spot. And I was like, if I can get them all in there, like even better. I'm like, this is a play that I think I can make it happen.
Gotcha.
And unfortunately the repairs came in closer to like based on what I knew. And I'm just like, man, as much as I want this to happen, like the numbers just don't make sense. It's just a little bit too risky. So after 3 weeks of going there almost every day for 3 weeks and like pulling in people and calling people, I need a bid. Can you come look at the roof? Can you come look at the foundation? Can you come look at the asbestos in the basement? How do we remove this? Like I was drained. It's like I hadn't even started yet. And I'm like, I can't do it. So I had to make that phone call and be like, you know what? You know, I know we under contract, but we can't do this. And the dude understood, you know what I'm saying? They pretty savvy dudes. They was pretty high level investors. They had like 400 units or something like that. So they was like, yeah, we understand. We just keep it. No big deal. And like for me, it was like a relief on one hand. Cause if it's not right, like I'm in a position, we look at deals like every single day. There's another deal every single day.
Right.
But like, I just, you know, naturally as a human being, you just kind of like, you start to romanticize about the thing and it becomes emotional. And it's just, yeah, that's going to be it. We going to paint it this color. We going to have this. We going to have that. Even talking about like, you know, me and my wife, we talked about moving in. Like, you know, we can just move in and da-da-da-da. And I mean, you just go all the way down that road. But yeah, unfortunately we had to pass on it. And I thank God for it because it could have got really bad, you know?
Yeah.
So what would you say was the lesson you learned in that?
So I met with a guy I consider a mentor about a week before the numbers came in. And he told me, now listen to this conversation. He said, yeah, I built my neighborhood in 1999. What?
Okay. He built a neighborhood.
He said, I grabbed.
That's the most humblest brag I've ever.
He said, I paved the streets, hired a company. Like I had to dig and get gas lines and he bought some land. He subdivided it. And he was like, man, it's work, man. Like it's real work. And if your ducks ain't in a row, man, it's going to be very painful for you. And he like, man, all I'm saying is go after it. You're an ambitious dude. Keep that ambition because that's what's going to make you successful in this life. But make sure the numbers match up.
Word.
And when he said that, like it took some of the feelings out of it for me. It was just like, you know what? He right. And I'm cool. Like we ain't hurting for nothing. Like, I need to go take on some big project. And he just even caught it out. It's like, just make sure it ain't your ego trying to show that you can.
That's what I was going to say. Like sometimes you got to remove your ego. And it's hard to do sometimes. Yeah. I done fuck some shit up just because of my ego.
Man.
I ain't going to lie.
But if you don't got those people around, you know what I'm saying? I can see you as, you know, like you probably got some people that you trust, that you talk to about stuff. Like you need, like I'm big on accountability. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you need people around you. And but you said you was trying to go here. But then here you got this shiny object syndrome. So is this something you absolutely have to do?
Right. That's what I was saying earlier. That's why I value those type of friendships. So I can say, or somebody can tell me, now you fucking up.
Bro, I got a homeboy. Like we just got cool in like the last few years. And our relationship is really, you know, that's my guy. Love this dude. And you know, we started like on some man-to-man, like, you know, spiritual type stuff. And our relationship evolved into, you know, we talk about real estate a couple times a week, you know, trying to do deals, helping each other with deals, whatever it might be. And, you know, it got to a point a few months ago where my guy, I felt like he was calling me only about real estate. And I'm just big on like, man, call me, ask me how I'm doing, bro. Talk to me, the man. You know, I'm not your
me, the business.
Like I'm not your advocate. Like I'm not your advisor, and I'm not getting paid to be that. So like, you know, without skipping all the details, like I felt like it was a business opportunity Whereas like I taught him, how to get into this business, and he made significant side money for the first year.
Right.
And I'm like, I put money in your pocket, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him this. And I'm like, man, but you never bring in value. You just taking. And I said, like, I feel like every time you call me, it's this. And then you had an opportunity to bring me, a deal that would have, put food in my family's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't take that opportunity. You went with somebody else when you wouldn't be in this business if it wasn't for me. And I feel comfortable saying this here because I talked to him directly when just this same conversation. And he had literally the best response. And it's like, I'm like, I'm going to rock this dude for a long time. I could see him being like a lifelong friend because his response was, dang, and I appreciate you telling me that, man. I didn't realize. Work been crazy. Life been crazy. You're right. I wouldn't like it if you did that to me. So, man, I apologize. We just talked today.
Straight up, huh?
We just talked today. We got a deal that we about to work on together because like iron sharpen iron. And if I can't talk to you like that, we can't be around each other. And I'm all right with that. I'm cool with that.
Cool. Yeah. I agree.
So let me ask this. Had that conversation went a different route, do you feel like, I'll phrase it like this. How do you feel about cutting somebody off that you feel like is just constantly taking but brings nothing to the table? Like they may be cool, they may be a good person and all that. But for me, I don't have a problem cutting somebody off if I feel like they're not bringing value to my life or my situation.
That's a really good word. When you say value, that's a really good word.
Yeah.
For me, man, like my son, Esian, little Esian, all I do is post him on social media, and my wife, Monique, like they who matters to me. And if what you're doing can't be done with them in the picture, like that's kind of how I see you as adding value. Like if my son wasn't 18 months, I happily bring him up here, but he gonna probably break that camera. So we can't do that.
Right.
But like, that's how I kind of gauge. Like, are you adding or are you taking away? So that's exactly what it is, bro. And, just recently, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I had to make those decisions and it's painful. Like I don't, certain people that you got certain expectations for, but, I've had to cut people off, and it's unfortunate, but man,
it's a part of growth. I mean,
it is.
There for a while, this is kind of how I see it. There for a while, because I've had to cut off people that I've grown up with, but you start on this same path, right, and then eventually you kind of end up, y'all still moving forward, but just in opposite directions.
So I said to you like this, Justin, right now we on the plaza on Nichols Road in Kansas City. This is the dead center of Kansas City, right? If I say, man, all right, cool, I'm about to get up and go to Lee Summit. You be like, cool, I'm about to go to Zona Rosa. For a while, we going to be like able to see each other. If we leave, I'm going to be maybe on the side of you down 47th Street. Then we going to get on the highway. At some point, we going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And if my Bluetooth was connected to your car, at some point, you out of range.
Yeah.
Right. But when we get to where we going, or even halfway where we going, we're nowhere near each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one analogy as far as like growing with people. And it's like, man, that ain't for everything. Everybody ain't for you. Everybody ain't for every stage. But I know you was about to say something, but I got a question for you, bro.
I'm looking at my notes.
About, so sales, like you told me earlier, and you mentioned just a minute ago that you trained salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like what's your sales, like what's sales for you like right now? Like how does that play out in your everyday life and work now?
I mean, for me, sales was super simple because if I'm pitching a product, I'm going to figure out why you're interested in the product. Right. What can the product do for you? Because if you ask those type of questions, you're going to tell me what I need to say to you to get you to buy.
Right.
So that's kind of what I tell them is just have a conversation.
Right.
Don't come off, and if it sounds robotic in practice,
trash.
It's going to be a turnoff.
Yeah.
So just talk to people. Like if I'm selling you something, I'm going to just talk and be like, so what made you want to stop by? If I was selling houses,
right.
What made you want to stop by here? Like, what interested you in this property? Is it the area? Is it the school?
Right.
Is it, with the 3-car garage, or is it the finished basement? Like and then you're going to answer and you're going to tell me where I need to focus my effort.
So I like that. And the reason I ask is because I'm literally, I started studying that more because I feel like I do really well just by myself based off of the field. I know me, but as I start to train people, it's just like, I think it's like a talented basketball player. Dang, why you can't just do this?
Dude, why can't you just get that money? Make that
you just
money
feel
right.
it.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to train somebody, you have to be able to quantify why you're doing what you're doing. Like you're doing everything for a reason. So I just picked up this book by Chris Voss. You ever heard of Chris Voss?
I don't think so.
Oh man, you gotta check it out, bro. I think you will appreciate it.
I'm about to look it up.
It's
just to make
called
sure.
Never Split the Difference, dog. No dog. It's just never split the difference.
No dog. No dog.
So this is this dude's background. I'm only 2 chapters in, but I'm really excited about this book, man. He used to be like a cop in Kansas City, which is crazy. But then he worked his way up to like a FBI negotiator. He, at his pinnacle, was like a hostage negotiator
I just seen that.
in the
That's
FBI.
crazy.
So
Word.
he's negotiating with terrorists. So when he
Damn.
say never split the difference, it's like, you know, if I want 100,000, you want 50, we might be able to say, all right, let's just do 75. That's how a lot of negotiations go.
Yeah.
But he like, nah. When in a hostage negotiation, you literally cannot. What you gonna say? Well, we want all the hostages. You won't want to let none go. Let's just give me 6 of the 12.
Right.
That's 6 people you gonna let die.
Right.
Right.
He can't afford to split the difference, literally. So he
Yeah.
talks about like one technique that I've got into so far is like, you know, so, you know, in my business, it's not traditional sales. Like our buying is actually our selling. As crazy as that sound. So we go and make offer on somebody's house. Like, you know, we got to get it possible. So it's room for us to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So what I just learned, and I talked to my team this week, you know, like what? Like, why would they do? Okay, so say, what would you take? Well, I'm gonna need at least. Well, it was just that
Right.
you got them down to 5,000 because you started. But what if I started this? What if I said, well, it's, you know,
And
70.
you probably closing.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. That's insane.
That sounds so simple, but you don't do that. Like,
Exactly,
you know,
I do it with everything. I go into
I can believe
Nebraska.
that.
I go into Nebraska Furniture Mart.
talking that shit.
And I go. So one of the
believe
things
that.
that somebody told me is everything in life is negotiable.
Facts.
Everything.
Facts.
And I said this to one of my business partners at the time, and he was like, "Man, I just don't see it." And it just so happened that I was buying a dining room table like later that night. So I went to Nebraska Furniture Mart, and they wanted $800 for this table, and I was like, "Well, I want that
He had
table."
that in his pocket. That wasn't no big deal.
I want-
right.
That was pocket change.
I
We
told
doing a
him,
pot over there next time. Nigga, the part 2 of this shit, we going over there.
That table gonna be long, like
Right,
the Jay-Z and Beyonce table. Like, hey, TJ,
no.
Hey,
My
hey,
house
hey,
is
give me
not.
the water.
It's not like that. But they wanted. I told them I wanted this table with those chairs, and I want it for $650.
Mm.
And they was like, "Well, we can't do that." And I know, you know, they get paid off commission, so they got to make something for themselves. But exactly what you were saying, I'm gonna start low because I don't want to spend $800.
Right.
So if I start at $650, I'm gonna spend at least $700. But that's still not $800.
$100 off.
You know what I mean?
$100 off.
Right.
So he was like, "Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that." And I said, "Well, tell you what,
I tell you
go
what.
talk to your manager, see what you can do, and then get back to me."
What the fuck?
He came back and he was like,
nigga talk.
"I could do it."
I can
Right.
I was like, "Cool."
Bro, so my style has been different. And I'm fairly new. Like, it's less than 2 years in this business. And a lot of times when I'm buying houses, like, people are in really tough situations. So it's almost like, you know, it's like, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. You got to sell this house. Like, what you going to do? They like me. They going to do business with me. And we don't got to go back and forth a whole lot. But as I'm starting to get into bigger properties, people are a little bit more savvy. Bro, I think we like at
soaking in
a weird
knowledge.
space in like in human history.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is like right now in this building, there's probably 100 offices with like 10 of them occupied, maybe 20. I don't know, something like that. And it's a new place. Like, it'll fill up over time.
Gotcha.
But what you got CPAs here, you got graphic designers here, you got all different types of people here. And they like, man, I might work from home one day. I might come in at 4:00 one day. And I think like I'm getting really, this is for TJ, like what you starting to see is that like, you know, like those old ways of doing business are going away.
Right.
Now, I think that was coming anyway, but I think COVID is just like this sledgehammer of like companies like, why do we have a $20,000 a month mortgage? The internet exists.
Exactly.
Zoom
Yeah.
exists.
Exactly.
You can get an office here for like why would you,
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I think companies are going to start to look at that. And then furthermore, like, man, we can call somebody from halfway around the world right now.
Right.
So
No
like
problem.
what that mean? Like, I can contract this out. and not pay health insurance.
They ain't doing that shit already. Yeah.
Virtual and contracted. I think it's gonna like really change the landscape
Everything.
of
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can 1099 somebody, like you're saving a ton of money.
Facts, bro. Yeah, like I said, we was talking about that a little bit yesterday, just that little piece he said there. And again, it just gets my brain turning like, bro, you got certain skill sets, like use it, man.
Right.
Use it.
Yeah.
And I love being around people like y'all, man. Just, just to have me thinking. I like soaking in the actual knowledge, bro, and the energy. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro, y'all might be surprised one day I'm gonna come on the pod like, LLC and all that shit. Nigga named one piece of paper.
LLC and all that shit.
And all that though. But now that the L, and the C, like all three of them.
All three of them.
Oh shit, that's funny as hell.
But that's empowering when you can go see like your business is registered in the state of Missouri. That's dope.
That's dope. No, for real, it really is dope, man. But nah, man, bro, that was beautiful, like conversation, bro. Like, I mean, did you have anything else? Like
2 hours and 22 minutes.
Damn, right. I told you it was gonna
feel
fly.
like an hour, bro.
That's what I said it yesterday. We was looking at the space. I was like, bro, it's gonna be 2 hours plus. It's gonna feel like an hour.
Yeah, that flew by. It flew by.
We'll link up again for sure.
I was gonna say, we got to do it again.
Right. I'm just saying, I just want to make sure like we hit all the topics that we wanted to talk about.
I think I'm good, man.
You good, man?
I say if you know somebody need to sell their house, holla at me.
Hey,
I gladly pay a referral up to $1,000.
Hey, I was gonna say, you were talking about the seminars and stuff. Where can they find that info?
So
and dates and times and places and all that.
So I guess we could have probably timed this, maybe pushed it back a week. So last night I did my first, it's called a wholesale happy hour. It's basically showing people how to find wholesale real estate deals with no real money, no real credit. So I would just say follow me on Instagram and just shoot me a DM and we can get you added to our email list. And we'll have them once a month toward the end of the month, every single month.
What's your name on Instagram?
What's your Instagram, brother?
At The Real Esian. So you got my name. My name's spelled kind of weird. It's ESIAN, but it's at The Real Esian. If you follow me on Instagram, write me a message, or Esian Henderson on Facebook. Just hit me, and I'll make sure you get the info.
This is really
dope.
I appreciate you, but like letting us recording.
The camera can only see one angle, but behind the camera is dope.
Amazing, man. I don't think it's gonna be our last time in here. E, I know you're a busy man, but
nah, bro. Like just like man, whatever.
This is a great conversation. I'm just talking about just as far as conversation speaking with you, man. Like anytime you got something new you want to share, even with your seminars, you wanna promote your seminars. I don't know how that will work out through visuals or podding here, but right. I mean, even we'll help out as well. I mean, we'll help out. I'm down to help out. I mean. We got 2-3 other members. I'm pretty sure.
I'm interested in learning from you. Like you said, you was interested in learning sales from me. I'm interested in learning techniques and shit as far as real estate.
Yeah, once they watch this pod, man, they gonna be in love with you as well, man. Like I said, anything we could do could help, man. That's one thing here on our pod that we strive to do is, we want to link up with other people in Kansas City and put other people on as well. You know what I mean? So
what I want to see, man, is what I've seen in other places. I see
bring it here.
I see people connecting and like, bro, you got a really good mind just based on this couple hours we done sat down. I want to see like, and I have white friends that I love. And if they watching this, they know that I love them to death. But I'm talking to people who look like me right now.
Facts.
And I want to see us get an excitement under understanding business and real estate. Business and real estate. That's it. I just want us to understand that at a greater level. And if I can help, like, of course, it ain't about me, but if I can help in any way, that's what I'm
definitely down.
Vice versa, man. And my last question is, usually when we have people on, man, we always ask them, like, what's one piece of advice you might give us as we strive for greatness that you think we can take, just in general? What you think, man?
I sat down. I'm going to shout this guy out. I met with him one time. So I meet with a lot of people. I like talking. So, we easily could have did a 5-hour podcast.
Easily. Sure. I already know, bro. I already know. And again, we got 2 more people to talk their head off too. This could be the 5-hour podcast easily, bro.
And I don't think anybody's sitting in one spot for 5 hours. I know. But anyway, to watch it, I should say. Yeah. But anyway, I met with this guy actually just down in Starbucks. He's a high-level realtor who is doing big things in his city. And, I connected with somebody who said, hey, you need to meet this dude. And he took this
dude
time.
Named Pat?
Nah. I know that. I know of that guy. I know who he is, but no. But I know people who work with him. Like, we saw them stuff before. But anyway, this guy, he's getting it in, and took his time and he's doing business at a lot higher level than me, which I always respect when people take their time and come talk when they don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat down and I said, like, what's the number one thing you owe your success to? He said, man, you just got to get him into it. Like, I pay a coach to this day because ultimately, like, whatever they learn, it accelerates my learning curve. I won't make their mistake. And it's just like what I said about my guy, like that, you know, built the neighborhood or whatever. It's like, I'm asking questions. I'm dead serious, bro. I will ask your head off. Like, you're gonna have to tell me to stop because you got experience just like I'm willing to share. Like, I'm gonna ask.
Right.
I'm gonna be respectful. I'm not gonna be just blowing you up, but I'm gonna create an environment that allows me to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say to anybody, man, just find somebody that's doing something in your field or a similar field that did what you want to be able to do, and just stick with them. Just stick with them.
I appreciate that. Very, very good information, man. Man, dog, for real, man. I love this, dog. I appreciate you, like again, like letting us into your place, man.
Yeah,
and
man. It's love.
I know you know you're a family man, married, kid, busy man, dog. You running your own business. So again, I appreciate this, dog. And Drizzy, I appreciate you linking up, you know, coming up, fooling with me. I don't know, man. Like I said, we don't talk every day, like every now and then, you know, type deal, a couple years. I just felt like just speaking with him, just the times I do speak with him, and just been knowing, like me knowing you and what you've been going through, starting your business stuff. I just felt like this is the perfect convo. Like
it definitely was. Felt like it for me, for real.
You know what
like,
I mean? So that's why I wanted you. I specifically wanted you here. You know what I'm saying? But next time, like for sure, I most definitely want to get the rest of the pod here. Nick B, Damo, dog. It's more. I mean, again. We all talk our heads off or whatnot, but it's more fun, kind of like we get in our bag, have fun. Yeah. But again, I know you wanted to fool with us, get your point across and just drop some jewels and knowledge, bro. And I think we need that as well as much as we have fun and make people laugh, bro. I think like conversations like this is needed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, whenever I know somebody that can help out or spread that knowledge, bro, I'm always. It's an open platform, open door, bro. Whenever you want to come on the pod, this is just from me, bro.
Hit us up or hit him up, and let's make it happen,
bro. You're welcome here on the pod, man. I
and
appreciate
likewise,
this, dog.
And likewise, like this didn't cost me nothing but some time.
Right.
I'm good with whatever, bro. Like if we, whatever y'all want to do. As long as it makes sense. Like I got you. This space is as long as it makes sense, we can make it happen.
This is my guy. I remember I told you was like, man, I'm gonna hit you up with the email with the company.
Oh yeah.
This is my guy. I was like, nigga, I don't handle that shit. This is my dude right here.
I do remember you saying that.
I was like, my God, talk about all this shit, bro. I was like, I don't do all that corporate shit. But yeah, man. Thank you, man. For real, dog. I don't even shake niggas' hands on camera, but you my nigga, though. Man. I appreciate that,
Justin,
dog.
Man.
For real, man. This is some good shit, man.
And I want to shout out.
Go ahead, do your shout outs, man.
This is for Esian Jr. because the reason why, bro, is because since I started, I used to work from home. So I was always around my dude. Yeah. So today was a crazy day because I put on Facebook today at 3:37 p.m. and I ain't seen my dude all day. This is weird. And I only got to see my dude for an hour today.
Oh, missing dude, huh?
And he's going to be sleeping when I get home, most likely. Word. So it's like, I just want to shout out my little dude.
So is mine. Man. I ain't seen mine since about 7 this morning.
It's rough, right?
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all as always tuning in every week to view Safe for the podcast. Every listener, every what's another word? Every person that's down with us, man, the supporters and all that. We thank y'all. And make sure y'all follow us on IG, Save It For The Podcast, Save It the number 4, The Podcast. We got an IG page, like page. And we're also on Instagram, Save It the number 4, The Podcast. And we have a YouTube channel as well where you can view all our content. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to everything we doing, man. Because, again, man, we here for a good cause, man. And we just want to put our city on. And this is dope.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Appreciate y'all guys.
And we out, man. Hey, how into me.
Hey, you know you gotta say for the podcast.